All right, welcome everybody out. Tonight we're talking about Marjoram, top 10 uses of Marjoram.
Yep, we'll send you a copy of this PDF. So we have people from Ohio. Okay. Woo! And we have people from Utah. Hey, Debbie.
Hey, how are you?
Good. You look like Wendy tonight.
I'm in my big old camping shirt coat, so.
Yeah, we're so happy that you're here. Debbie Gordon is our cousin, and she has a wealth of knowledge, so she's going to be able to add to what we have to say. We have, Desiree from Ohio as well, and Sarah is from Canada.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Desiree.
She's muted.
I'm missing somebody. Somebody else is there. Oh, Stacy.
Yep.
Hi,
Stacey's from Georgia, right?
Yep.
Yep. And we're from Florida. We've got a few people in Australia. They're right smack bang in the middle of the day of the week. So they're at work.
It's Monday afternoon there.
It's Wednesday afternoon for them, and they've asked us to record. We've got a few people that have meetings because we usually have this call on Thursday, so we've switched it to Tuesday nights so that I can come home and be able to participate too. So we've started the recording and like to welcome everybody tonight. So welcome everyone. Okay, and here's Roz. Roz Butcher is from Australia. So glad she can join us, Roz. I think she's trying to figure it out still. Awesome. So we're going to start for everybody else's sake because it's a recording. There's going to be people who are new to essential oils, so we're just going to start with the basics really quickly and cover the basics, and then we will jump right into our discussion on marjoram. I'll send out a schedule of the different oils that we are going to cover for the next couple of months so that you know which oils we're going to talk about. We'll try to talk about the oils that just not as commonly used so that people can feel more confident trying out new oils. Okay?
Yep. Everybody's learning more and more. So that,
yeah. So do you want to, start us off, honey, just to give a bit of a basics?
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So intro to essential oils. We'll go through this fairly quickly. We know a little bit more about the people that are here, so I'm just going to skip these slides. Okay, so basically when we're talking about essential oils, we're going to talk about what they are and how it's important to have pure essential oils. Basically, essential oils are natural, therapeutic, plant-produced aromatic compounds, similar to this peppermint oil sacs on a peppermint leaf. The essential oils are captured in different places on plants. They could be found in the stems, and the roots, and the twigs, the bark, the wood itself, or flowers, or here it's found on a leaf, and the peppermint's found right on the leaf itself. There's therapeutic benefits that are found from those. Now we get them out by extracting them. Most common method of extraction is steam distillation. Of course, it can be cold pressed as well, which is the case of most citrus essential oils. And the essential oils have therapeutic benefits for us as humans. For instance, peppermint is good for indigestion, breathing, and also repels bugs. Very highly concentrated, so you usually only need one drop of essential oils. 1 drop of peppermint, for instance, is equal to 28 cups of peppermint tea. And it's important that your essential oils are pure. There's a lot of different essential oils on the market. Most of them are going to be synthetic, the things that are found in perfumes. There's going to be a great deal of essential oils you find on the market that are food grade, which means they're probably flavoring. They taste good. They may be partial synthetic, partial actual plant produced.
So we have Stacy on the call. Stacy and I were just talking today about a grade. So we have people buying it from just local stores, and they're getting sick from it. And we know that they can have maybe just 5%, and they can still put pure on the label and still sell that. But it's not meant for any therapeutic benefits. It might be just to smell good. But us humans, we are very highly sensitive to anything synthetic, and our bodies will react to it. So it's a huge difference what we're talking about, and the grade that is sold, just.
Right, and the grade we're talking about, doTERRA's CPTG grade, Certified Pure Therapeutic grade, means that it's not only pure, doesn't have any additives, fillers, or chemicals that are in it. It's also therapeutic as well. So it's not just any lavender. It's the lavender that's going to work the best for you. It's going to have the highest therapeutic value. So it's sourced from all over the world. That's what gives it the therapeutic value as well as its purity.
So does anybody have anything to add to that?
I know I've tried to use like Now brand essential oils, usually like patchouli or vanilla. Vanilla we can't get through doTERRA, or like patchouli if I just like am too impatient to wait for shipping. And it actually like burnt my skin. I had like you could physically see burns, they hurt. I had to actually put doTERRA like lavender and peppermint on top of it to get rid of the burn. I was like, what the heck? So I will never do that again.
Yeah, you're like, whoa, how come it's so different? Yeah. Those stories.
That's a good story. We've heard these sorts of things where doTERRA's lavender fixes the lavender from other companies.
One of my friends had a chemical burn for 1 whole week because of the lavender she bought in the store. And it was like everyone praised it and said it was high grade, everything all natural, organic, and everything. She thought she bought the best quality. And I guess not.
Yeah, it's awesome when you have the highest grade there.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, yep.
That's what happened to my aunt. She was reading about essential oils, and so she went and she got a couple. And her immune system is already low. She had cancer a few years back. So she thought she has like changed her diet and she does all these things. The doctors went to her for finding out things. And so she thought, well, I'm going to do essential oils. This will be great. I had no idea. She didn't ask me anything. She just saw what I posted and went to the store. And she's like, but I bought this from Whole Foods. And I said, well, all I can say is I feel like if you're buying it in a store, it's for store use. It's not for you don't know what the quality is. And I messaged Jade and was like, I don't know what to tell her, but the only thing I know is that I don't know what this is made from. I don't know how they're getting it. I don't know if it's a clean way of getting it. I don't know. And so I just told her that. And she said, well, I know peppermint's supposed to help and this is supposed to help. So Jade told me a couple things, and she said it immediately gave her a migraine. She got nauseous and she had to go lay down. And then she laid down, and she has like a pillow that has lavender in it. And so she said that helped. And she had a humidifier on or a vaporizer on. And she said she woke up after a couple hours. Well, then she said her neck and her shoulders were hurting. So I told her, like, I know an oil to recommend for that, but I can't have you get the store one because it may just do more damage. Mm-hmm. So she was like, well, do you think lemon oil, or do you think vinegar will clean the smell out? She said, because now I just smell it all in my house and it's making me sick. So I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. So Jade said, we'll just tell her some lemon and some water in the diffuser. So she cleaned it all out. And she just said she's afraid to try anything because of this awful experience.
Yeah, isn't that sad? Because it ruins it for us.
Yeah. This is how I broke it down.
Yeah.
At the end, I broke it down to her and I said, your idea was to get essential oils that are healthy and organic and going to help you. But if you get a store thing, that is doing the opposite of what your goal was, to get healthy, organic, and pure. Yeah. So you have to carry out that goal, you have to start with a pure, where you know it's trusted, and just get it from a reasonable source like doTERRA. Yeah. So that's what I told her. Try again, like wait, get better, try again, but don't trust just any brand, because I mean, just like she said before with vanilla or something simple, before I even knew doTERRA, before it was like, I tried other things and I can tell the difference myself. So I know that different brands are just going to be, one will smell real, real strong. The other one will be real, real light. And I told her, like, she put a couple drops and she's like, oh my gosh. And I said, well, I only know the strength of ours because I've used that personally. I cannot testify for anything else out there. So I said, I just hope that you like get better and then realize like what I'm saying is true. It matters where it comes from because so many people have an adverse reaction to things that are just store synthetic, not the idea of using an essential oil at all.
That's awesome, because that's what's right about our body. Our body's very smart. It'll tell us. So this is what Ben's going to talk about next,
Yeah.
is being,
and
getting it from responsible
yeah,
places.
it's produced responsibly as well. So not only is it, pure and therapeutic, it's also giving back to the world. So that makes us feel really good about it as well. Now, essential oils are really good for humans just simply because of their small molecular size. They can do so much for our bodies. They can pass through the cell membrane. They're natural, so it's not like we're introducing unknown substances to our bodies. Our bodies do really good with food that we recognize that's come from the ground and something that looks like something we can find in nature. Same with essential oils.
Yeah.
But you got to remember that you got to take a holistic approach. So it's not just about taking essential oils and then living unhealthily for the rest, in other parts of your life. You need to eat right, exercise, manage stress, reduce your toxic load, and making all those changes, you're going to notice that you'll get a lot more effectiveness out of your essential oils. For those who don't, I think everybody on the call here understands how to use essential oils, but those who might be watching this afterward, there are 3 different ways that you can apply essential oils. There's aromatically, internally, and topically. Aromatically just simply means breathing it in through a diffuser or just, cupping your hands over your mouth, putting it on you some way and just getting that into your lungs. And that's good for mood, memory, or airways, and among other applications. Or you can ingest it. Now it's very important that you understand that this is only to be done with pure essential oils. Absolutely. There's a big bit of a controversy actually about whether you can ingest essential oils, but we've been doing it for years and years.
And there's some that you shouldn't ingest.
Yep.
But you'll find out and you can read about it, and we'll guide you guys.
Usually, you can look at an essential oil guide, whether it's Modern Essentials or actually, doTERRA's guide. You can look at the product guide and it recommends what oils should be ingested or not. It sounds like a food. A good rule of thumb is you can ingest it.
Mm-hmm.
Reason why you would want to ingest essential oils is you want to have some therapeutic benefit, maybe in your mouth or your throat or in your digestive tract itself, or maybe in your organs. So you're going to get that essential oil close to where you want that therapeutic benefit. The last one is to put it on your skin. Skin is also another way into our body. It's good to put it on your skin, gives you that immediate, systematic, and localized effect. That means systematic means throughout your whole body. It can go through your skin and into your bloodstream. Putting it on the bottom of your foot is one of the best places to put it. Some good places to put it. People think, sometimes ask, so where do I put it? Bottom of your foot, really good. Across your forehead, under your nose, on your temples, back of your neck, back of at the bottom of your skull. Those are really good pressure points to put the essential oils. And of course, you want to dilute essential oils that are spicy. It'll say on the label whether it's neat, no dilution, sensitive. You should dilute it for young or sensitive skin, and dilute means it's spicy. It'll be spicy when it hits your skin.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah, and it's always good to know. There are certain parts on your foot that correspond to parts of your body. You can look that up. They're called reflex points. So those are the 3 ways that we use essential oils.
And we'll talk about those ways too, as we talk about marjoram. Yep.
Now look, if you haven't already set up a wholesale account, the best way that you can buy essential oils is by setting up a wholesale account. It's $35 to open your wholesale account, $25 every year to retain that. And that is waived if you sign up with an enrollment kit. So you've got different kits here. There's an enrollment kit. You just fill that out and open your membership. Wonderful to have a wholesale account. You're getting 25% off. You're getting points every time you buy your essential oil, so that's the best way.
So does everybody have this book, or at least the app? If you are also using the oils, try to get yourself an app or some sort of reference book like this, because that will just help you along. Yep.
Okay, now we're going to switch over to talk about our oil of the day, which is Marjoram. So I hope that gave those who weren't already familiar with it a good introduction to essential oils. And we want to talk about one essential oil specifically, and that's Marjoram. I'm going to turn the time over to Jade, our expert, Marjoram expert. The majority of Marjoram.
Yay!
That was a bad joke, sorry.
Okay, so are there anyone here that do not like marjoram? No? You've all made friends with it?
One of my favorites, one of my absolute favorites.
Awesome. Hey, Debbie, why don't you just start us off? What do you like about marjoram?
It's really, really good if you have achy muscles and joints. If I have something that's hurting me, I reach for marjoram, basil, and cypress. That's my favorite blend. And it's fantastic for respiratory support in a child. It's fantastic combined with frankincense, as you have there on your list. I've used frankincense and marjoram for a number of years now for any one of my family members that needs some kind of relief from discomfort, either pre-surgical or post-surgical. It's been phenomenal blend.
Awesome.
Love marjoram.
Okay, that's awesome.
And it smells nice like food.
It smells fantastic too.
Yeah. Well, I love it. It smells so sweet.
Smells like pizza.
We have Roz here. Roz Butcher from Australia. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Hi, Roz. Roz reminded me of this beautiful blend with the frankincense and the marjoram, just like Debbie Gordon was mentioning. Do you want to share a story about that?
Sure. My son recently had brain surgery on a tumour, and he has a lot of problems with heavy medications. So we decided to use the marjoram, frankincense, and we added some lemongrass to it as well. And I made it up into a roller bottle, and we would apply it to his feet, to his big toe mainly, because the big toe is to do with the reflex points of your for your brain. So, and apart from what he had during the actual surgery, he never had any other forms of analgesic or anything for after having brain surgery done. So that's my big thing to do with marjoram. I choose marjoram to do in the flu bomb, in the morphine bomb instead of the oregano, because I feel that with the oregano you can't use it quite so much, but the marjoram is a little bit less intense, I guess, in that situation, and that was where I was instinctively led to. And unfortunately, I actually have to go because I have got some people here that I have to see.
Yeah. No worries, that was perfect. Thank you so much.
We'll send you.
Sorry, I'll leave it here, but I've got to go and see these guys.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Roz.
Sorry.
No worries. So she's at a chiropractic office too, and she shares essential oils with people. She does massage and all sorts of wonderful things. But her son, that story for me, that was very powerful. And she said that she didn't need to use a lot of drugs after that, and he just used that on his big toes. And so marjoram for me, it's sort of like a sister to oregano, but not so hot. Oregano is very strong on your skin, but marjoram is the opposite. It's very gentle, but it still does a lot of great things that oregano does. So it's not less, it's just different, and it's just not as astringent, I think, on the skin. Yep. So we're going to start with number one. It's great for circulation. It just helps wake up the blood vessels, and it just helps things flow. Just like what Debbie Gordon was saying, it's great for massaging. So you can massage on the legs for people that have an issue with blood flow in the legs. You can massage and just kind of massage the, what do we call the crystals out, okay? So it warm the leg up first with your rice pack or the wheat pack, and then massage it in circles. You can add cypress to that. We have a wonderful blend called Aroma Touch, and it's got marjoram and it's got cypress in it already. But, you know, this is a wonderful oil to consider if, you know, that's something that you need. Does anybody have any experience with that? No?
I do.
Yep.
I find the Aroma Touch blend is magnificent for once you get over the initial discomfort. Then you can go for a maintenance of the Aroma Touch. It's magnificent. But I personally find this oil separate much more beneficial for that word, that P word, okay? I just want to address also your blend, your dosage there. That's an adult dosage, obviously. The recommended dose is 3 to 6 drops of each of those in your blend. And if you've got a real elderly person, I'm going to suggest that you might consider starting with 3 until you see what their absorption rate is.
Mm-hmm.
And so for children, less, but for adults, that's the typical dose. And that's what I used for my 210-pound, 6'1" son when he had his wisdom teeth out. It was magnificent.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you for adding that. That's right. So Roz gave me this recipe, and that's how many drops that she uses. That was just so good that she kind of gave that to me when I needed it. So the number 2 for our monthlies, for cramps, same thing. You can rub that on and rub it on your lower abs. Sometimes we go for the other oils that are most popular, but you know what? Some days a different blend might do the job better. So it's good to have a lot of options. So anybody want to share anything about that? Did you know about that? You can rub it on the lower abs. It's nice and warming.
Yep.
I'll have to try that one. I usually use Clary Calm, which like works phenomenally, but
yeah, it does. It works fantastically. Yeah, but sometimes the pain, it just goes in different pathways for some reason, and when it just doesn't work as fast as you'd like, maybe you want to add that extra marjoram on top of it. Like Debbie Gordon said, sometimes it's just really good on its own. Yeah.
I used white soap.
I've used the marjoram.
I think we need to tell our kids to stop the computer because it's affecting the connection, I think. Is everybody okay? Can you hear us?
Yep.
Okay, good. Was that Roz? Did you say?
Yeah. I've used marjoram and I can't remember what else I put with it, but a couple of others in a diffuser, and have found that even using it that way, it has helped to relieve pain.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, basically a lot of these things are similar, but we want to put lavender with rosemary and marjoram just for your neck and shoulder pain. Sometimes when you go to bed and you find that you're very, very stiff and you just can't unwind, it's a wonderful blend to use. Okay. Anyone else want to say anything about that? Number 3? No? Okay, awesome. This here, the next one is for stress and anxiety. You know, you can inhale it. So it's funny because it does something to your brains. It helps you just feel safe. And when we have an issue with not being able to trust other people, marjoram is one of those really powerful oils that help do that. So one of my friends, she has a phobia. Just when she goes out in public, she can't be around people, you know, besides her family members. And she went to a concert and somebody bought her some tickets to the concert, and she was very anxious about going to the concert. She took a whole bottle of marjoram with her, and she texted me from the concert and said, I think I must have smelled the whole bottle, but I'm here and I'm enjoying it. That was amazing. I was so proud of her. Yeah. So have you guys had any experience in that way?
I have. So I am an intuitive medium, and what I do for a living is I do readings for people. And while I'm doing readings for them, it's not necessarily connecting with the deceased, but a lot of the time it is I'm connecting with their family members or just situations in their life, and I guide them through meditations. And quite often I will use melaleuca and marjoram together when I'm guiding. Hair. I also do hair. And I guide them in meditations where they are basically imagining somebody who they have a difficult time with in their life, whether they're deceased or alive, and basically implementing a visionary experience with connecting a cord between the two of them, whether it's like an umbilical cord or like a rope. And we use the marjoram in that process to help them heal that cord that is connected between those people. And then, it's just a really good way to work with your mind. Like you were saying, it's a very good oil that helps people with anxiety or not feeling safe with whether it's that person or an experience with them. So that's on a completely different, topic than most talk about, but I quite often use it in my practice that way.
Yeah, so I actually use it for the emotional healing just as much as I do with the physical. Anybody that has issues, with just connecting with other humans. So even little children who have some cognitive concerns, we don't have to name it, you probably already know what I'm talking about, and they don't have a lot of social skills. Okay, this is very powerful for those kids because then they can read other people's social clues and understand what they're talking about. Right? So that's really important, especially with children. And you've seen those children that have no social interactions that are normal. So marjoram helps them feel safe and actually be able to connect socially with other people. Okay. This is very important when we're working with those kids to have them do, crossovers, but also their heart needs to feel softened. And so for some reason, the marjoram oil, it relaxes everything. It doesn't just relax muscles, and it allows vessels and things the blood flow to flow. It relaxes the brains. It helps the brains produce all sorts of happy chemicals. It's just a big relaxer. And when you're relaxing, you can actually communicate and connect with other humans. Okay? All right. So that's why it's fantastic for stress and anxiety. Now, it's amazing for digestion. And can you see how all of these are very connected? So when you feel stressed and anxious, your gut is not going to be happy. It's not going to function as it should. So you might have backup. You might have things just stuck in there, and you might have a problem going to the bathroom. Okay. And so this here, it helps. Sometimes one oil, maybe our digestive blend it's cool and all, but it's not about digestion. This is about relaxing the tissues inside there. So sometimes marjoram does the job, and it helps relax your colon, and then it allows you to go to the bathroom. Okay, so isn't that interesting? Anyone want to say anything about that?
I'm gonna have to buy some marjoram.
Yeah, it's just a good oil to have around. It just hasn't been spotlighted enough, and I thought we should talk about this one. Yeah.
I didn't know it was so diverse. Like you could use it for like so many different things. I just knew that sore muscles it was good for.
Yeah, we have some elderly people, and sometimes they can't go because of that, because the tenseness of their body, and marjoram helps with that. Oopsie, are we offline? Okay.
Sorry, I'll get that back up.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, so we are looking at number 6, immune booster. Okay, so is everybody okay? We're all frozen.
We're experiencing technical difficulties. Can everybody still hear us?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you. I think your screen share just went off.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll get it back.
So we then talked about the abilities of the oils. All the different oils have very similar abilities to fight against the environmental threats. Okay, so if you use this oil on a regular basis in a lotion, in a Epsom salt bath, you're actually really boosting your immunity. So sometimes, when you go to the nail salon, and you might catch things, and you might find that a little bit of lotion and marjoram every day will help clear things under your nails and your toenails, and it just helps with that. Like I said, it's like a oregano, except lots more gentler on the skin. Have you guys used it as part of a lotion, a cream before?
No.
No. So the one friend of mine that I said has that phobia, she hasn't been on an airplane for about 15 years because of that phobia, and she uses it in a lotion every day. So not only does she need to smell it, if it's in a lotion, she's always has it on her. So about 6 months after that, of course, her legs and everything started feeling better. But after that, she was able to get on a plane and travel to Bali with her family for the first time in 15 years. Yeah, and that was pretty awesome. Yeah. So that's when I experienced that with her. I thought, wow, this little guy, pretty powerful. Yeah. Yeah.
For the digestion with the colon, Ethan, when he was little, he had an overactive colon, and like I had it when I was little. My mom didn't, but my grandma did. But when Ethan was here, it was from the time that I weaned him. So it was like right as he turned a year, and we went to doctors, and I mean, he was the healthiest eater ever. But they told us, I mean, we tried everything, but if I had this then, I know they told us to sit him in warm Epsom salt, like the bath, but if you had the marjoram, that would help, because you were saying about relaxing the muscles. It can happen in older people, but it can happen in young babies, and they don't even understand why. And like he would often go in a corner, like he was only 1 and in diapers, and he would go in a corner because their feet have to be flat on the ground. And so like trying to potty train him, his feet would never be flat, so we had to get him a little thing. And I mean, it was so bad, he would pass out after he wouldn't go for days and days and days, and then he would pass out, and he had fissures and stuff. So they told us like sit him in the bathtub, and we went through lots of things that didn't work, and it was for 3 years. And then when he was 4, we had 2 urologists at our church, and they looked at him, and one of them said, you want to heal this now because it becomes a psychological thing. So the other thing I thought is, if this is a problem in kids, they need to trust that they can go. So the marjoram would help in 2 ways. It would help with that, and it would help the organ to like relax, because the thing is, they get so fearful for going because it hurts that they don't relax, and then their body just can't go. And we had to actually take him to the ER. They had to like dig it out as hard as a rock. And so he never wanted to go to the doctor after that. So it was all like mental. And then, and then they said, use Miralax, and it wasn't on the market at that time, but they were just saying it would draw water into the stool. and it was the only thing that like helped. And he did it for a few years, and like he would never go to bed. Like he was little and he'd say, can you put my medicine in my drink? He always wanted it. But then after that, his colon was able to heal itself because it had enough moisture, because his colon would take out every bit of water or anything. So it would always be like a rock. So if anybody ever complains about a toddler, that would be the first thing that I would tell them. And hearing that, because it's awful. Like I was crying and my baby was crying every day for 3 years. Like, what are we going to do? And I mean, he could eat a whole bag of prunes. Nothing would help him. So the Miralax worked, and I know it's not harmful, but it still has chemicals, where this would be a much easier thing to try with your kid.
That's awesome connection, Stacey. I love that. Thank you. Does anybody want to share why we would use warm Epsom salt bath? What the benefits of Epsom salt is?
Yeah, Epsom salts in general are really great for like pulling out toxins. So mixing it with marjoram would be great as far as sore muscles go, or if you need to relax those organs. So I think pairing it with that, as far as like if you're sick, pulling out toxins from that, especially putting your feet in there. So
yeah,
it would be a great combination.
Exactly. We talk about putting the oils on topically, but that's another way of putting it on topically with the Epsom salt. It's magnesium sulfate. It kind of helps the oils absorb into you and not into the bathtub. But just a few drops, not a lot, and you're already relaxing your whole body. You've got the oil all over you. So that's going to be really, really awesome. And like Stacey, I think that'll be a great application, just to soak that little baby's bottom in there and 1 drop of marjoram. That's going to be awesome. Great. I'm excited. Hope we have some experiences there. Yeah.
Would you ever have to worry with marjoram? Is it one that would ever be hot? Would anybody have to use the coconut oil, or is that not one that you would have to worry about if you recommended that?
It's very gentle. That's what I was saying, how it's different to oregano. I wouldn't do it with oregano ever. But yeah. Anybody else have any other ideas? Or?
When it's recommended for the little children, I think you're pretty safe, Stacey.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. So sleep. So Debbie talked about sleep too. It's amazing for the brain waves and the brain function. It just helps the brains relax. Anytime we can get the oils up in our nose and into the brains, it just helps the brains kind of clean out the receptor sites, produce the happy chemicals that it needs, just balancing all the chemicals that it needs to balance. It's kind of Mother Nature's way of, getting us the right kind of hormones running through our system and getting all the cells to communicate properly. And that will help with the relaxing and sleep. It's funny, we use a lot of different oils for sleep, but, different people have different, problems. And so, this might be a solution for some people. And we'll talk about sleep one of these nights. We'll just talk about sleep, just sleep the whole 40 minutes. But marjoram will be one of the oils you can try. Okay? It's good.
Jade, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try that tonight.
Okay. Good.
You combine the sleep benefit and the feeling connected.
Yeah.
That's an interesting combination to help relax the brain.
Yeah.
I did either the marjoram and lavender or the marjoram and the juniper berry, but I know I did one of them, and I kept it by my bed for a few nights because it was a really good smell, and I just felt different in the morning. So I really liked those two. And it was by accident. I just said, she said I should breathe this. It's going to help me with anxiety, and that'll probably help at night. Plus the connection. It'll do a few things while I sleep. I'm just going to do this. And then the smell was like, that's different. And I said, well, I'm just going to add one of the sweet ones in there. And it was like the best smell. Like Jason was like, what did you put in there? So I don't know. It really relaxed, and but it just does something different than just good sleep. I don't know. I felt way better that.
Feel safe. This is an oil that helps people feel safe. Juniper berry helps people not worry about the darkness or the unknown. But this oil marjoram is sort of like, you know what? You can trust me. Just fall and down and fall asleep and just flop and let go. And that's what it does. It says, here, God's going to catch you. You just, let everything go now. And I love that. I really love that. It's a safe oil for people. Like I said, people with phobia, this is the safe oil for them. I've got several people that my friend calls them. She has a friend and she won't call her by her name. She says, this is the marjoram lady. So it was so powerful for her. For people that feel just cold, not able to connect to other people because they're fearful of rejection. They're scared that people might not like them, so they rather not connect with people and stay aloof, then fear that they might be hurt when they make another relationship connection. And so marjoram says, you're safe, go for it. Okay, that's an interesting oil that way. So that's sleep. Okay, we already talked about the feeling of connection and of cardiovascular. So I know that Dr. Susan Lawton, one of my favorite people with oils, she says it just helps with the capillaries, the veins, the arteries, and it just to remind it how to keep its proper rhythm. And I thought that makes sense because you're relaxed, and when you're relaxed, it says, just do what you're supposed to do. It's okay. Don't panic. Don't hold back. So that's awesome. So marjoram is an awesome oil, everyone. Anyone else have anything to say about marjoram? Okay, no? So I'll end, but I'll first tell you a little bit about if you do not like marjoram, please learn to like it. So look up the oils in the emotion book, okay? Anytime we feel an aversion to it, it's not like, I don't mean, oh, it's okay kind of thing, but it's like, ew, it stinks. That's what I mean. If it stinks to you and it kind of gives you, an uncomfortable feeling, just take that as a clue to tell you, hey, you might want to work on something here because you're not allowing it to help you change. So it could be holding on to that fear so much that it's not nice for you, that smell is not nice, feeling distance and refusing to make connection with other people, okay? Inability to trust. So, the best thing for people to do is just try to make friends with every oil that they can. Just take one at a time. You don't have to be best friends with it, but you need to at least have a respect and smell it and be okay with it. Okay, and that will help you in your progression. Otherwise, you've got some health problems that, you're not clearing at the root. You're only managing it on the surface, on the symptoms level. Okay, does that make sense?
I really didn't like it when I first got it, but you said it was one that I needed and Jada needed for our anxiety and stuff. So I was just like, I'm just going to smell it, and I'm just going to smell it with a cap on, and I'm just going to get used to it. And I mixed it with something else. And then you were like, oh, the juniper berry is for nightmares. And Jada was like, give me those. I'm going to try it. So I don't know. I think after you start to use it, you get a little bit desensitized, and it doesn't smell as bad as it used to once before. It starts to smell okay, and then I guess after a while you just really like it. But at first I was like, I don't know how I'm going to use that. So, and I don't know why I would not like it. I mean, I'm usually friendly and trusting. I don't know why I wouldn't like it. But I went to the doctor and I'm healthy, and I always have had a slow pulse and everything, but they always said that I'm cold because my circulation is so slow. So I was thinking, well, maybe that'll help.
Yeah. Well done. Good job for being obedient and just trying it out anyways. It's sometimes not these emotions that are exactly here. What you said was about circulation. It could be not moving forward, moving on as quickly as you should, holding yourself back a little bit when you're really safe. Go. So that's the other thing. The oils tell you a lot of things. Really be intuitive. You will know if you're just listening. It doesn't have to be written here, but a lot of it is, and it's a good thing. Also, the oils are just like energy concentrated. That's what I love oils above so many other natural remedies, because it's so powerful in a small size. So you're getting this whole, like your white fir or your Douglas fir, that's a whole Christmas tree in a bottle. So it's like, get me all that energy. And when you're too weak as a human to lift yourself up, it says, hey buddies, come and give me a hand. So sometimes people, like babies, kids, husbands that are not even paying attention, or pets, they don't need to believe, or they don't even know why these oils are working. It's the energy of that oil wrapping around them and really helping them get out of it. So like you smell it at first and it was kind of, whoa, too much, and then after a while it kind of takes over and gives you a hand, and then you're lifted out of that cloud and you feel a little bit more liberated, and then you can face it and actually make friends with it and like that journey. Yeah?
Yeah.
That makes sense? Yeah, well done. We've got other oils you have to discover and see if you like that one too. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. We'll end our recording now. I have the handout. If you don't have it, I'll post it and you can print it out and share it with your friends.
Thank you, Jade and Ben. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.